Hey guys, this is Dr. Callahan for week 7, Tuesday, Algebra 2, semester 2. This is your warm-up, so go ahead and pause the video and answer the following questions. Okay, so this is week 7. So our topic is still on adding and subtracting rational functions. I don't know why it says multiplying, but we're not multiplying anymore. We're just simply subtracting. So let me go ahead and just modify that a little bit. So sorry, stand by. Let's go ahead and subtract. There we go. Subtracting rational functions. You already have your Math Excel homework assigned to you guys yesterday on Monday. Tomorrow is you're gonna have your quiz. So I'm gonna have you guys go ahead and work on the quiz in class. If you're done with the quiz in class, you can start working on your homework. Generally, you'll have about 10 questions for your homework and then about 5 to 10 questions for your quiz. So altogether, it's not more than 20 questions a week, okay? And also, I will be updating your grades tomorrow as well. All right, so if you've been absent for the last few days, a few things for you guys to kind of consider is going to be your YouTube channel. And I've already updated yesterday's video on there. So you guys have, at this point, 27, I believe, 27 videos. And so yesterday was week 7 Monday. So if you were absent yesterday, it's already on there so you can get caught up with it. I don't give extra credit in this class mainly because as long as you do the things you're supposed to do, and there's a lot, you guys, like I videotape everything that you guys do in this class. So as long as you do the things that you've been missing, then you should be just fine. You might not get an A in this class, but you'll pass this class. The only issue is that if you show up to class and you're sitting there looking at your cell phone all the time and you're not literally not doing anything, then the most you can get is a 55%, which you need to get at least a 60 to pass. So I need at least 60% effort from you guys, okay? But you don't have to be good at math to pass this class. So keep that in mind. So today is going to be Tuesday. So we're gonna be right over here on adding and subtracting rationals. That's what I'm gonna be working on. Last class, what we talked about was this part right here of finding lowest common denominators. And then today, we're going to actually officially start the ones on the right side. We did go over the first 4 yesterday but they already have common denominators. But if you take a look at number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, they do not have common denominators. So you're going to require to work a little bit more on that. I'm also going to have you guys, yesterday, you guys also did a review on rational function exploration on Desmos. So for those of you guys who completed majority of the assignment, and I think there were like 15 questions, you've gotten the check for that. So you guys are good looking at. Today is day 4 of adding and subtracting rationals. I'm going to have you guys do a digital escape room. You're going to need an iPad, and it's going to be on adding and subtracting rational functions. So the only thing you need today is a handout that I gave to you guys on week 6 Friday. It's the same one that you guys used yesterday, and then a cell phone or iPad for digital escape. Does anybody need a copy of that from Friday and yesterday? If you need a copy, I have it right here, so please come out and grab a copy of that. Or if you need an iPad, make sure you grab an iPad. Plenty here. Let's use. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start and finish the number 9 and 10 with you guys, and then we're going to go ahead and focus on the right side, okay? So starting at number 9 and number 10, again, you're trying to find the greatest or the lowest common denominator. So LCD is what you're looking for. Before you can identify that, you want to make sure everything is factored. First fraction, it's factored. It's good. Second fraction, it's not. So what times what gives me a positive 16, but when I add it together, it gives me a 10. I would say like an 8 and a 2. And given the fact that this is a positive number and this is a positive number, you're going to use a plus and a plus. Okay. So then once I have this, my lowest common denominator is always going to include everything. Okay. In the first part, you have an x times x plus 2. Now you're going to go and compare that with a second fraction. What do I have in the denominator of my second fraction that's not included in my first fraction? Well, I already have x plus 2, so I don't need to include that again. But I don't have x plus 8. So that is my lowest common denominator, okay? And so then I ask myself, what do I need to multiply so I have everything in the lowest common denominator? Well, let's take a look at the first fraction. The first fraction, I have an x minus 2. Got that. What do I not have? I don't have the x plus 8. So what that means is I'm going to multiply x plus 8, top and bottom. That's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to take a look at the second fraction. In the second fraction, x plus 8, I got that. X plus 2, I got that. What am I not having? What am I missing? I'm missing the x. So the only thing I multiply in the second fraction is just an x, top and bottom. Okay, let's take a look at number 10. For number 10, we're going to do exactly the same thing. LCD for lowest common denominator. First thing I want to do is I want to make sure I factor everything in the bottom. So for this one right here, I'm going to do and it's a special factorization with a square root. 3x, 1, 1. But because it's only 2 terms, one has to be a positive, the other one has to be a negative because you're going to cancel the middle, okay? Then for your or actually this one's going to be a little bit tough one because do you see that there's 3 of them here? You guys see the 3 right there? Then you have x right there. Okay, there's nothing that you can do there. And then 3x minus 1, there's nothing you can do there. So I'm going to ask myself, I'm going to include everything from the first denominator. So that's 3x plus 1, 3x minus 1. Is there anything in the second fraction that I'm not included yet? Second fraction has an x. Got to include that x. Then I look at the third fraction. Is there anything in the third fraction that I have not included? Nope. 3x minus 1 is already there. So that is going to be my lowest common denominator. Now I go ahead and compare it to my 3 fractions. What am I missing in the first fraction that's not in the lowest common denominator? I don't have an x. So I multiply top and bottom by x for the first fraction. Look at the second fraction. What am I missing? I'm missing a lot in this one. 3x plus 1, 3x minus 1. 3x plus 1, 3x minus 1. Multiply top and bottom. Last one, last fraction. What am I missing? Missing a 3x plus 1 and an x. 3x plus 1 on the bottom and an x. That is how you find your lowest common denominator. Okay? But we haven't added or subtracted anything because all we're doing is identifying the lowest common denominator. So now we're going to take that and we're going to convert it to the right side, which is going to be right here. We're going to start out with number 5 and we'll go on to 6 and 7. And then maybe tomorrow, or depending on how long we have today, we'll go on to number 8, 9, and 10 as well. Okay, so turn over to the right side. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at number 5. For number 5, take a look at your denominator. 3x cubed, 6x. What is your lowest common denominator? Remember that number has to include everything, okay? Between the numbers 3 and 6, it will have to be 6. It's always the bigger number. Between the x cubed and the x, it's going to be x cubed. Okay? It has to be the bigger power. So then I ask myself, what is my first fraction in orange missing from the lowest common denominator? How do I get the 3 into a 6? I will have to multiply it by a 2, top and bottom. So if I multiply that 2 top and bottom, I'm going to get 2 times 5, which is 10. 3 times 2 is a 6x cubed. All right, so then I'm gonna do the same thing with my yellow fraction. With your yellow fraction, you're gonna ask yourself, okay, 6x, how do I get from 6x to 6x cubed? I'm missing an x squared. We gotta multiply it top and bottom. Okay, and then so my new fraction, 7 times x squared is 7x squared, over 6x times x squared is 6x cubed. Do I now have common denominators on the bottom, you guys? Yeah, I do. Do you see how now they're exactly the same? And if they are exactly the same, you just go ahead and add the numerator, which is 7x squared plus 10. And that is your answer. That's as far as you can go. And I know this is hard, you guys. I get it. I totally sympathize with that. This is not easy stuff. But if you're planning on going to college, like to TMCC, regardless of what major you're going to go into, chances are you probably have to take at least one level of a math class. And this is like just basic algebra stuff. So you will still have to know how to do this, like in college, if that's the path you're planning on taking. All right, let's take a look at number 6. Number 6, you have the first fraction in the denominator and the second fraction. What do you think your lowest common denominator will be? I don't know about you, but I think it's just gonna be 9 and x. Okay, that's a pretty simple one. So for the first one, there's nothing that you can do. You already have it. So you just don't do anything at all. For the second fraction, you need a 9. So I'm gonna multiply 9, top and bottom. So your first fraction, it's just x minus 2 over 9x, no changes at all. Then for your second fraction, you have a 9x on the bottom now. On top, you would, however, have to distribute that 9. So you get a 9x plus 27. Okay, so now that I have common denominator, 9x and 9x, I'm going to go ahead and add them together. So 9x doesn't change, okay, just like real fractions. But on the top, you have to combine the like terms. So x and 9x combined together, and then -2 and 27 combined together. So then I have 10x plus 25. There we go. And that's your answer. All right, let's try the very last one, number 7. Okay, so for number 7, take a look at your first denominator, take a look at your second denominator. What do you think your LCD is going to be? I don't know about you, but I think it's going to be 5x. Okay, so then I ask myself, what is the yellow fraction missing? It's missing a 5. So I'm going to multiply everything by 5, top and bottom. So then my new fraction, 5x, goes on bottom, but then that you got to multiply it into that parenthesis with that 5. You got to distribute it. So 5 times 3 is 15x. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, so then I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom over here. So 5x, is anything missing there? Nope, it's perfect. I don't need to multiply anything. It's just gonna keep exactly the way it is. So x plus 2 over 5x. Now, since I have the common denominator and they both have 5x, okay, then my fraction is going to be 5x on the bottom. That doesn't change. And then the only thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and combine like terms. 15x with the x, 20 with the 2. So then when you have this, what you're going to have is going to be 16x plus 22. That's your answer. All right, so we went over 3 different examples. I'm going to have you guys now work on your escape activity. And so you can use this as like a sample or something for you to refer back to. So the next thing I want you guys to do is we'll go over number 8, 9, and 10 on another day. But this is what it is, okay? So this is my Dr. Callahan's digital escape room. And I am going to make sure that this is accurate. Hold on, give me 1 second. Make sure it takes you over there. All right, so with your cell phone, let's see if you're able to get to it. I just want to make sure this is correct first. Let me see here. Okay, it does. So use that QR code, you guys. And it's going to take you guys in there. So first thing you're going to do is you want to make sure that you type in your name so that way I know who you are and you'll get credit for it. And basically what it says is, oh no, your class is logged in the room. To escape, solve each puzzle at each level, and then you just hit next. And if your cell phone is not working properly, come up and grab an iPad. And so once you hit next, it's going to take you to the adding and subtracting fraction escape room. And then it says, remember when you are able to simplify fractions, like 2 over 4 is simplified to 1 over 2. And then you hit next. And you hit next one more time. Then it takes you to level 1. Level 1 is going to ask you, okay, it says roses are red, violets are blue. The order of colors is your clue. So then when you look at that, you're going to have to add the fractions in red, green, blue, and purple, and then write down the code, or not write it down, but like type in the code and then hit next. And then at the very end, you just submit it, and then I will have that. So for those of you guys who are on Zoom with me, keep in mind that there are 8 levels to your digital escape room. It's just on simple fractions. And so this is the first level. Make sure you use the QR code to insert your name. So pause the video and solve for this. You can show your work on a separate piece of paper. Okay, unpause if you want to see the answer to level 1. So you should insert a code 5381 in order to proceed to the next level, which is level 2. So go ahead and pause the video and answer the following question and get the following 2 codes with a /dash mark in between them. Okay, so here's the answer for your level 2 on your Google Doc. And then from here, you're gonna go to level 3. So pause the video and show the work on a separate piece of paper. Here's your answer for level 3. It's 2 letters with a slash in between them. Then you proceed to level 4 and pause the video and answer the following question. Okay, here are your answers for level 4. Take a look at the addition and subtraction of fraction in terms of pizzas, and then move on to level 6 or level 5. Pause the video and answer the following questions. Okay, now we're going to move on to level 6. Pause the video And we're going to proceed on to level 7. And for those of you guys who are working on level 7, here are the answers for your level 7. And you made it. You are now to the last level, you guys, which is level 8. Level 8 has this question right here, and you just need to have the 4 codes at the very end. If you're done with level 8, you can check your answers with mine. That's the answer that I received for level 8, 9771. And once you type that into your Google form, it allows you to go on to the next level, which is the very end. And congratulations, you escaped, and your completion code is 608. And then just hit submit, and then you will get the points for this activity. I didn't think it was like super hard because it wasn't like on rational functions, but it was simply just like practicing with fractions and the concept behind it. And so as long as you submit it, make sure you just hit submit. If you are not finished yet because you're still stuck on level 3, that's okay. You can work it at home, but then just make sure you submit it so that way I have your name on the form. And if you need some assistance, please come see me after school because I'll be here. Your exit ticket today, you guys, you have 5 more minutes left. It's gonna be right here. So with your cell phone or your iPad, just go to that QR code and then scan it and answer the following question. You guys have about 5 minutes left. It's only about like 5 questions, so it's gonna be pretty simple for the most part. And for those of you guys who are on Zoom with me, that is the end of what you need to do. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.